Greetings, Exiles. Once again, Cosmic here with another build video. This one I put together a little while ago. It's time for making a little video for it. So this one's Tornado of Elemental Turbulence. I took Mathel's Elementalist base idea of a build and then applied it to Occultist. Now, the POB I will link in the bottom. I'm not going to show it right now because I have no idea how to POB this build. In POB you can only, I have it, like I haven't used the jewels to make it like one element. It's like I cast all three, I can still have all three kinds. And you can only show one of each kind, like you can only show one element in POB, so I have no idea how to POB this build, honestly. But I'll link it in the description and you can take a look at it. See if you can figure out how to configure it properly. So, what he did was Atula's and then Crest of Desire. And then I just adapted the build for power charge stacking on Occultist. This is a Mage Blood build, but this league they're pretty cheap, so I don't think that's too crazy, and I mean you could adapt it to not be Mage Blood if you wanted to. I got this really nice ring, which kind of inspired me to make this build. It's the new Circle of Ambition, and I got it with increased damage for each Herald type of the element ones, not Agony or Purity, but the Ash, Ice, and Hera Thunder. And then mana reservation efficiency for them all. And then it has elemental resistances and some attributes, and then the synthesized prefixes are pretty, or implicits are pretty nice on that. So I'm allocating Bloodless on the badge. We're doing Ralakesh, and then Malachai's Loop and Void Battery for power charges. I got a pair of sort of just random gloves here. I do have plans to get different mods on here, but these are just sort of, they work for now. So Crest of Desire is sort of the center of this build. We're doing the Tornado of Elemental Turbulence in it. As quality, like, these things go fast, as you can see. They're very, this helmet's perfect for this skill. The one thing that took me a while to sort of get used to while playing it is you can only have 3 of them, so you don't need to scale cast speed because of that, and there's nowhere indicating how many you have active. They last 4 seconds, so you just have to sort of keep in mind not to like keep casting. When you do that, then they're not like, the way that the tornadoes work is they'll like seek to an enemy and then like hover on the enemy, and sort of like, it's almost like a dot type damage where like it'll keep pulsing on the enemy and keep damaging them. So like you need to let the tornadoes sort of have their full duration to get your most damage. So you want to get good rolls on here. Quality is pretty important, and then the gem levels is secondarily important. The quality is what gives them speed, which is like the huge quality of life, because it lets them get to the target quicker and then do more damage quicker. My other ring here is curse enemies with elemental weakness on hit. We are scaling curses in this build with Occultist. So we have Unholy Authority and Whispers of Doom. And then, so we have that on hit just to proc Profane Bloom. And then like on a boss or any sort of like tanky target, we have Arcanist Brand with Enfeeble, Assassin's Mark, and then increased duration in there just so that you don't have to use the brands as often. Shield charge with faster attacks just to get around. Molten Shell on automation just for quality of life. And then Zealotry on Divine Blessing. The rest here's Call to Arms with Enduring Cry. And then our Frostblink. And then in the chest we have the 3 Heralds, Determination, and and vitality. And then just portal. This doesn't need to be linked, but I had a 6 link. So, I'm just using the 6 link. Like, none of these need to be linked at all in this setup. So that's that. We're doing Storm Shroud with this flask to get ailment immune. That frees up Rhine King, so we're using Solaris and Shikari. So we're taking Void Beacon, Profane Bloom, and Forbidden Power. And then I stole Bastion of Elements just because it was cheap and it's a little bit extra defense, because on power charge stackers you're typically pretty squishy. And I noticed that even with, so we got 5k life using Atulas, but it was still pretty squishy. And then the other thing that I had forgotten for a little bit, which I like immediately noticed the difference, was adding Doriani's in, because the way that tornadoes work is, like, if you have 3 tornadoes out and they're all hitting enemies, you're leeching so much freaking life from that, because like they're hitting really often. And then this is actually a really good node for us, considering it's a prismatic skill. You're getting like guaranteed exposure. And then Sadist is also very good, obviously, because we're doing all 3 to elemental damage types, so we're getting a big elemental damage boost there. This wheel I like to take, specifically on witches, but a lot of builds I'll end up taking this wheel just because it's a bunch of chaos res to help, and then we're getting reduced curse effect there. But I'm also I have that mastery that can be sort of switched to whatever you want. I don't need the corrupted blood one. I'm using a life flask on this build. This life wheel, we got the militant faith here for inner conviction. Tattoos around, just because we're getting the reduced curse effect, I'm topping it up with tattoos. Damage recoup, pretty important on a build like this, I would say. I'm taking these wheels just because I have 3 heralds. Power charge wheel, we need Eldritch Battery because we're doing the Eternal Blessing, or Divine Blessing, I mean. And then here for the instant leech, it just helps because obviously when we're getting damaged, it's taking from this, and if I need that to use my zealotry, this is giving me, like, so even if I'm taking damage, I'll still have full ES because of instant leech, but that's also giving me instant leech on life. Crit wheel. I took a couple of these tattoos just because we're a life build, like sort of stacking life. We have our ES on our mana pool, so this is just extra little bit of helps for damage recoup, I guess. This was just a jewel I had laying around that was pretty good for, whatever. Oh, Sully May Awaken spell echo. Sorry for doing a trade in the video. I don't have editing software right now, these videos. So I guess that's something I can talk about really quick. These past few videos, obviously I'm sort of just getting back into the swing of making videos. So obviously the quality, like I'm just getting back into being comfortable with it and everything. The quality will improve, and these are sort of just videos I'm putting out as practice and, to get comfortable with it again. So, back to it. I don't exactly remember where I was now. I got a little sidetracked. We were in here. So yeah, this is a good jewel. As you can see, it adds a little bit of chaos damage and then helps boost up the rest of the damage. I think that's about it. Storm Shroud, as I said, and then a Watcher's Eye here. So we're crit immune. We're getting 52% reduced there. And then the one crit mastery I took So that's that, and then the rest was in tattoos somewhere. They're on here. And then just another rare jewel for some damage recoup, more life. I wanted to hit 5k life, so this was just a jewel to help me get up to 5k life. I think that's about it for the tree. Yeah. We're level 98, so we got 2 more points that we'll eventually get, maybe, to put in here wherever. Gear, nothing special. In terms of like corruptions or anything. Obviously a +1 power charge Crest of Desire would be great, but those don't really exist in this league right now. So yeah, that's about it. It's really easy build to play. You shield charge and crossblink around. Cast these. As I said, make sure. One thing I had to learn and adapt to, I heard Mathil say when he was playing the Elementalist version that inspired me for this, that it plays kind of like a brand, and I can understand what he means now in terms of like you don't want to cast too often because you gotta let the tornadoes do their thing. Make sure you get your blessing on it. It lasts in this setup just over 10 seconds, about 11 seconds, so it's not too bad. I have that button, it's like the side button on my mouse, so I just hit that every 10 seconds or whatever, and then put your brand down on tough targets. So let's see what I got. I'm just gonna run I'll just run like a, find something in here that I can run. Here's a stack of divination cards. That should be alright, I think. I always like to have a Profane Bloom build. Nice pops and the MTXs and Heralds. It's very pretty build to play. So as you can see, that one tornado like is still going and it hunted down that path. With the quality on the gem, really does wonders. So let them do their thing and kill everything. Turned out to be a pretty tanky build because of the instant reach and like how often the tornadoes hit on enemies. And all the damage recoup we have. We're level 21 vitality, so we got a lot of life regen going on. Our molten shell's giving us 2250 about, and our Aegis is giving us 2400. A couple of nice extra layers of defense. Obviously molten shell's not up all the time, but it's on automation, and if that's not your thing and you like to self-cast it, I guess I'm doing that. Throw a couple brands down and there you go. That's how it does. It's pretty nice. I don't even think I had Zealotry on like that whole map, but I mean that was like it wasn't a juiced up map. But that's like for when you're running like 8 mod T16s or whatever. Just a bit extra damage. But when you have Zealotry on, you're getting 113k tooltip DPS, and that's the way I work it out. I think we're around like 5 to 6 million DPS with 3 tornadoes out. That's about where I put it, which isn't too bad. Probably more. It's like that. That's just like a really generous estimate, or low estimate, I guess. Yeah. So I hope you enjoy this video for Tornado of Elemental Turbulence Occultist with the Profane Bloom pops. It's lots of fun. Turned out pretty tanky. for an occultist anyway. Sure, you could tweak it even more to make it better, or however, you don't need Bastion of Elements. You could always steal something else, or different jewels there, or whatever. Lots of options, but it's a good framework. Sort of adaptation between the life stacking, Crest of Desire, and Power Charge stacking turned out pretty well. So yeah, take care, Exiles, and may RNGesus bless you.